School playgrounds in the 60s, 70s, and 80s weren't safe spaces. They were battlegrounds, obstacle courses, and training grounds for life. No soft flooring, no high-vis vests, no risk assessments. Just concrete, grass, mud, and games that would give a modern health and safety officer a nervous breakdown. In this video, we're looking at 15 British playground games that would almost certainly be banned today. If you played these and survived, you earned your childhood the hard way. Let's start with number 15. 15. British Bulldog. The king of dangerous playground games. One kid, the Bulldog, stood in the middle. Everyone else had to run from one end of the playground to the other without being rugby tackled to the ground. If you were caught, you joined the Bulldog team. By the end, it was a mass pile-on. Bruises, ripped clothes, and the occasional bloody nose were standard. Eventually, many schools officially banned it, which of course only made it more legendary. 14. Conkers without goggles today. Organized conker contests come with safety goggles and health warnings. Back then, you just drilled a hole through a chestnut, threaded it on a shoelace, and swung it as hard as you could at your opponent's conker. Bits of shell flew everywhere. Knuckles got whacked. People seasoned their conkers in vinegar or baked them in the oven to make them harder. It was war, using horse chestnuts. 13. Red Rover. Two lines of kids linked arms and shouted, Red Rover, we call David over." The chosen kid had to sprint at the chain and try to break through. If he failed, he joined that team. If he succeeded, he took someone back. When it was played full force on tarmac, it was more like a contact sport than a playground game. Wrists, shoulders, and pride were all at risk. 12. Kiss Chase. A game that would cause instant complaints today. One group chased the other, usually boys chasing girls or the other way around. And if you caught someone, you were allowed to give them a quick kiss. It was played giggling, squealing, and pretending you didn't want to be caught, when secretly you did. It was innocent by the standards of the time, but no head teacher today would dare let it continue. 11. British Bulldog, wall version. A more brutal variant. Instead of just tackling, kids would pin you against the wall, arms spread, while everyone else tried to squeeze past. Getting flattened was part of the fun. Teachers hated it. Kids loved it. No one called a lawyer when you went home with a bruise. 10. Leapfrog on concrete. Leapfrog is harmless on grass. On bare playground tarmac in school shoes, it was something else. Lines of children would bend over and others would run and vault over their backs at speed. Miss your footing and you went face first into the ground. There were skinned knees, torn trousers, and the occasional trip to the nurse with gravel embedded in your palms. 9. Pile-ons. Didn't matter what started it. Drop ball, shouted dare, someone tripping over. Within seconds, the entire class would be in a shouting heap of bodies on the ground, arms and legs everywhere. Somewhere at the bottom, a kid screamed, "Gear off!" while gasping for air. Teachers tried to break it up, but it spread like wildfire. Today, it would come with incident reports and phone calls home. 8. Mercy, knuckles. Two kids locked hands and tried to bend each other's fingers back until one of them shouted, "Mercy!" Or they'd wrap each other's knuckles with coins, rulers, or playing cards flicked at high speed. The entire point was pain tolerance. No prizes, no medals, just bragging rights that you didn't give in first. 7. Stuck in the mud, full contact. Officially, it was a simple chase game. Get tagged, stand still, with your legs apart, until someone crawled under to free you. Unofficially, it involved slide tackles, rugby grabs, and desperate lunges on wet grass. By the end of lunch break, everyone was filthy, breathless, and slightly injured. It was brilliant. 6. Headers with a rock-hard ball, plastic footballs were for home. At school, the ball was often an overinflated leather or rubber thing as hard as a cannonball. Doing headers with it, especially in winter when it was soaked, felt like being hit in the skull with a brick. And yet, nobody wanted to be the one who flinched. 5. It. Games around open drains and brick walls. Tag, off-ground, it. All played at full speed around concrete corners, metal railings, and open drains. There were no soft play surfaces or padded posts. You learned very quickly where the deadly edges were, usually by smacking into one. 4. Crack the Whip kids formed a long chain, holding hands. The person at the front ran and changed directions suddenly, whipping everyone else around, sending the last kids flying off at terrifying speed. If you were unlucky enough to be on the end, you either stayed upright or learned how to fall without breaking something. 3. Snowball fights with improved ammo. When it snowed, the playground became a war zone. Normal snowballs weren't enough for some kids. They packed them tighter, added ice, and in the truly dangerous versions, hit a small stone in the middle. Getting hit in the face with one of those was like being punched by winter itself. 2. Fighting on the climbing frame. Climbing frames, metal bars, wooden structures all turned into castles, forts, and battlefields. Kids wrestled at the top, pushed each other off just a bit, hung upside down and dared each other to jump from higher and higher rungs. No harnesses, no soft landing, just grass, mud, and hope. 1. You'll be fine. Walk it off. The most old-school game of all wasn't really a game. It was the attitude. Fall over? You'll be fine. Twist an ankle? Walk it off. Only the most spectacular injuries earned a trip to the school office and a phone call home. Everyone else got a damp paper towel and a pat on the back. It sounds harsh now, but it taught a whole generation how to bounce back, literally. Looking back, it's a miracle so many of us survived our school playgrounds in one piece. They were chaotic, dangerous, and completely unforgettable. Which of these games did you play? And which ones did your school ban? Tell your stories in the comments. And if you want more trips back to the Britain we grew up in, don't forget to subscribe.